hall features several balcony levels and a sizable auditorium, accommodating tens of thousands. Every square foot of space is crammed with the faithful, packing themselves in, shoulder to shoulder with perfect strangers.
And here, we are safe. Here, we are free. God has decided that we are to live in the storm, that we be shining brightest to those who need salvation.
The faces of Annie's people are shining with perspiration, shouting their devotion until they're hoarse. I keep a tight grip on Nellie's arm so I don't lose her or Benny in the crowd.
Hey everybody, Old Man Alchemist back with another raw and wiggling episode in our playthrough of Aether and Iron. Alright, we've talked to everybody in the bar. We do have this item. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do with it. This blueprint. Key item. Not that. This. Key item. The Bronson 6 foot. No idea what it does, but Nellie needs it. It's an Aether core. I don't know if maybe...
How can I help?
Yeah, there's...
How's Daisy coming along?
Oh, Gia! Come here! Come here! You have to see this.
The kid leads me to the device.
We've done all
Professor
that.
Gardner and I installed the Aether core as soon. It's surprisingly simple.
She
The
said
well
she
has
installed the
enormous
Aether
gravitational
core.
force. Meanwhile, Daisy produces an opposing force, causing the particles to defeat
Okay,
them.
I don't know
What do
why
you
it's
think?
still in my,
It's amazing, Principessa. I leave her beaming brighter than all the gizmos.
Goodbye for now.
I don't know why it, we could sell that. And this, and this. And we might scrap it. You know, it's good to have options. All right. So we are ready now to begin an evening in the garden. We have to travel to Nation's Crusade, find a way into the mission, search the Annie's mission, and find the device. I guess we're looking for an amplifier. And this is Nation's Crusade over here. Wowza. It's a big one.
This is my first time in Nation's Crusade, and I'm hoping it's my last. It's not the dingy, unpainted buildings, or the fact that 1 out of every 3 is condemned and slated for demolition. It's not the gangs of soot-smeared children in turn-of-the-century hand-me-downs playing noisy games in the streets, or the piles of debris gathered at different street corners. It's not even the presence of the well, howling in the near distance, or people going about their business as if nothing is out of the ordinary.
Gia! Benny! Look at all the posters.
Nellie sweeps her hand around the block. Every standing wall, whether part of a building or not, is plastered with posters glorifying Annie and her crusade, or remnants from posters that have been torn down.
Wow.
Yeah, Annie's got a lot of people behind her around these parts, but not everybody. The dissenters just clam up, at least see your face. The bucketheads, they don't like complaints.
Okay, select a location on the map to view details. Well, geez, there's nothing. Well, this is where we want to go, I guess. Wow, that is quite a ways. We're going to hit a couple of roadblocks, I'm sure. All right, well, here we go. Oh,
The
wow.
largest building on the block, free from posters and grime, slouches against the skyline, its dark, eye-like belfry casting shadows and judgment on the detritus surrounding it.
I'm surprised we didn't have a surprise encounter.
Our destination awaits, ladies.
Check out the mission's exterior.
For a community center, the place seems curiously sealed up. Windows are boarded shut, doors are bricked closed, spikes guard tempting ledges, and chains ward off the perimeter.
That's the mission. That's where I snapped the photo. No one's looking this way, so let's bust in pronto.
Wait, where are the guards?
Guards? Why'd they need guards? Look at the place.
Buttoned up or not with what's inside? Fat chance. There has to be something. Benny, they don't need guards. Benny follows my eyes to see a half-dozen open windows facing us and our supposed entrance. An elderly woman with a pie walks past one, sending a disappointed side-eye towards my trousers.
Oh, I see. They got surveillance. Of the busybody variety.
Let's find a discreet entrance.
We need to find a more discreet entrance.
Oh, if you say so. Follow me. I know exactly the spot.
He leads me past our supposed entrance and into a recessed sewage access tunnel running alongside the mission. Down some stairs, we find a wall of bricks in the shape of an old door. Why didn't you mention this before?
I don't like the smell of this place. It's gross.
With nothing more to add to his simple explanation, he pulls out a crowbar from his backpack and smashes the loosely bricked up doorway, revealing a tunnel behind it after a few solid whacks. Where did you get that crowbar? You didn't have it at the lighthouse.
I swiped it from Cress's garage last night. Figured we'd need it. Here you go, Cress. Thanks.
Why, you little...
A sharp tingle assails my nostrils with the odor of mildew. The mission is all cracked plaster walls and battered wooden furniture, illuminated by half-melted candles held in rusted iron candelabras.
Hey, what gives? Where's the big thingamajig? I swear it was right here in this room last time. Honest.
You absolutely sure?
I swear on the grave of my grandma, this is the place.
Relax, kid, we believe you. Spread out and look for clues. It's none too clean in here and not a lot of room to hide something that big. I'll bet we can find out what they did with the thing.
Okay. So we just have from left to right. Let's start at the right.
No footprints. Just a thick layer of dust with thin streaks through it, like something was dragged. No one's been here to eat in weeks, but something was here.
A chair?
Several short stacks of chairs spread out unevenly against the rear wall. Hardly the most efficient way to store them, in my mind. Stale clothes house communities of dust and mold amongst well-expired cans of food and an old helmet inside the giveaway bin. Handprints around the edges indicate they've been moved recently. A bulletin board is mounted on the wall. It's covered in desperate pleas for aid, going back for several months. Neglected and left to the rigors of this unkempt hall, this organ undoubtedly played powerful music in its glory days, blasting forth with songs of praise and celebration, echoing from the walls in triumph.
Okay, this is... Oh, cracked wall. We didn't do that.
Wait a second. Deep cracks spread out across the wall call out like a dinner bell on an old farm. Someone tried to cover them up with plaster, but did a poor job hiding anything at all. With the chairs gone, it's plain that the wall has been patched up with plaster in a big hurry. It's practically still wet, but was hand-dried, causing the cracks to form. I've got it figured, I think.
Okay, this is trivial, supposedly. I need an Aether plus, and I have 4, 6, 8. Actually, I need 10 plus. And gumshoe. You know, I swear to God, even though it hasn't happened, cracked wall, that I can point to a video. I remember rolling 100% and failing. And that has caused undeniable trauma in me to the point where in this game I don't trust the numbers, man.
Hidden compartments and rooms are a smuggler's bread and butter. Hell, I've plastered over a few walls myself.
Hot dog! That sounds like the doohickey from my snap. Stand back, ladies. I'll make short work of it.
Hold on,
I
kid.
take a good look at Benny rolling up his sleeves. I don't think he tops 100 pounds. I'd better step in. The kid's all determination and has a bat, but not enough mass. Whoa, settle down, Benny. We don't want our ace reporter hurt. You've got a story to write. Leave it to me.
Okay. There we go. Hey, we get to...
I roll my neck slowly before charging straight at the wall, putting my shoulders straight through it. A few puffs of powder rise into the air, but not much else.
Alright, hold on a sec. Let's get some stuff going here. Yeah, we're trying to get to taunt is what we want. Because we got, we did this counter ram thing. I don't know why I did that. It would have just been so much better to, but whatever. Whatever. Okay, Cress, what are we doing with you? I don't remember. This is switcheroo. That's the heat thing. I don't want that. Oh, this is it. Mass Hill. Perfect mass. Repair. Yes, okay. So now we're definitely doing some healing. I don't know what we're going to try and do. We don't need dual ram. Maybe that? I don't know. I don't know. Or maybe this. This is... But that's the path of taunt. I'm not sure about that. Okay, anyway. Gia. What are we doing with you? I think we're trying to get this last one once per combat. This could turn out to be a nice little thing. I don't know what else I'm going to do with her, but I'll figure something out. I might try that dodge, because I got 3 things left. Yeah, I think I'm going to try this. I might try that with Tess too, but anyway. Wow.
The hairs on the inside of my nose stand on end. My head fills with the dull sound of roaring waves, and my breath catches at the sight of Aether, iron, and magic.
Alright, first of all, let's take a look at the codex. We're at the missions. Just remember, every free bowl of soup comes with a side sermon. Yeah, I hate that. If you're gonna feed me, feed me. Don't make me sit there and listen. When Annie, the axe, When Annie the Axe brought an end to the threat of Aether storm, she did little to quell the rumors that her reign was a product of divine providence. Pilgrims flocked to Nation's Crusade to deliver offerings and listen to her message, taking refuge in the public sanctuaries she calls missions. Styled after the majestic liturgical buildings of the Old World, these vast fortified structures offer both material and spiritual protection to anyone in need, provided they stick around to hear the good word, of course. Yeah, okay. So we have to find the device. That's what's left here.
Wowzers! I can actually feel the discharging waves in here. This is incredible.
Okay, calm down.
You said it, lady.
Youch. Okay. Look at this. Gas skylight.
The flares of red aether are dazzling my eyes, promising one hell of a headache in the near future. I swear I can feel my fillings vibrating in my mouth.
Okay, what are we supposed to be seeing here? We got a red mark. Probably that device thing. Nation's Crusade, we got that. Nice enough place to visit. Just don't expect them to pour you anything but tea. Nation's Crusade is the site of one of the biggest popular uprisings in New York. Originally ruled by a brutal tyrant, citizens rallied around populist Annie the Axe Sullivan Walker to install a new government based on piety and religious conviction. It's perhaps fitting that its borders surround Central Park, arguably New York's most ambitious public work and a symbol of social and political equality. Its various fortified missions stand strong against the many rivals who might contest the rise of a revolutionary new order in the lowers. Okay. Let's see. We did that. What is this?
Despite its size, I can see that this hardware has been lashed together with almost no finishing. It's not made to impress, that's for sure.
Okay.
I'm no scientist, but I know expensive goods when I see them. These whiz-bangs are rare and expensive. No way Nation's Crusade could afford them on their own. A lone, somewhat shabby office desk sits in front of the amplifier, absurd in the size difference. I see a few schematics piled on top. There could be something useful in that unsorted pile of schematics, but it would take some time to go through it all.
And it says trivial again. But you know what we're going to do. You know it. Old man's been burned once. We're not going to get burned twice. That's right. Safe, then sorry. Okay.
The seemingly endless pile of flimsy schematics are way over my head for the most part, but I spot something in there that looks similar to Nellie's work. I nab them. Maybe Nellie can make some sense of them.
All right. Let's see what does Nellie have to say.
Temporarily oblivious to my existence, Nellie rushes forward, walking around the amplifier as far as she can manage, mumbling to herself for several minutes.
After my initial observations, I've come to two conclusions. First, the purpose of the amplifier. It is my belief that it is working in concert with other devices within the district to shield Nation's Crusade from the well's gravitational forces. Second, the capabilities of the amplifier. I believe it shouldn't take more than a few adjustments to repurpose it to work with Daisy.
So, we could activate the machine from Nation's Crusade and not inside the well.
Exactly.
I like the sound of that. Now we just have to make Annie play ball.
Clam up. Someone's coming.
Okay, here we go.
We all stand stiller than Roman frescoes out of a book. Sure enough, voices and footsteps radiate from the front door of the mission. We need to get out of here. We burst into the front room. Someone's at the front door working the locks. I have only seconds to respond.
Let's see. Near impossible. That's 0. Oh, damn. 16. Wow. Okay, we're definitely saving. And we're calling this front door. Mission front door. I really don't want to have to fight anybody. Nope. Alright, let's reload that. That's why we save. Oh.
Temporarily oblivious to my existence.
After my initial observation, first, second, the capability.
So, we could act.
Exactly.
I like the sound of that.
Clam up. Someone's coming.
We all stand stiller. We burst into the front room. Someone's at the front door working the locks.
Alright,
I have
come on.
only seconds to respond.
Come on, 6. Damn it. One more try. We're just going to have to accept whatever happens on the third roll. I know, I'm probably going to roll it a 4th time.
Nellie rushes forward, walking around the amplifier as far as...
After my initial first, second, the
So, we could...
Exactly.
I like the sound of that.
Clam up. Someone's coming.
We all stand stiller than Roman frescoes out of a book. We burst into the front room. Someone's at the front door working the locks. I have only seconds to respond.
If you remember the Harry Potter playthrough, I re-rolled quite a few times trying to get the upgrade thing that I wanted. I'm not beyond it. I'm not going to do that. Oh, yes. Yes, finally. That's what we needed to roll as an 8.
Benny, Nellie, scram. Moving quickly, I grab a pen and clipboard from the desk, nabbing a construction helmet I saw in one of the donation bins. I put it on just as the front door opens. I fight the urge to look up at them as they walk in, instead looking over the plaster patch critically while chewing on my pen, my heart pounding in my chest. I need to play this just right.
Oh, yeah, this is ballsy, girl.
Who the?
Huh? Just checking out this hole to be patched. It's not going to be easy, but I can be back in the morning to put this job to bed. That all right with you?
Huh? Oh, right, the patch. Sure. Just stay out of the way, okay?
Back on the street, a rushing river of bobbing hats ranging in colors and size pulls us into its current. Amongst the crowd, some sing, others dance, yet all wear plastered shark-tooth smiles. What gives? Where are they all headed?
Rather spooky, isn't it?
Looks to me like they're moving over to Quincy Park Terrace.
We're never getting back to the cars in this mess.
Okay, first of all, we got a codex entry somewhere. I don't see any. Oh, Crusaders. Fanatics and flunkies, every single one of them. When Annie Sullivan Walker's popular revolt overthrew the old Baron and placed her in charge of the island, she became more than a spiritual leader. Suddenly, it was necessary to provide justice, law and order, and border security to the people of her newly formed barony. What began as a sort of civil militia quickly regularized into a professional fighting force headquartered in her mission buildings. Each fighting force elects a Samaritan to serve as their martial and religious leader, carefully weighing each candidate's spiritual and earthly virtues before making their selection. Okay. What do we have? Aether Tower schematics. Okay, and we have the Aether Core. Okay, and the mission now is go to Quincy Park, listen to Anne's sermon. Street.
I must be driving funny as I move slowly through the crowd. Something sinful in my paint job or alien in my eyes, because a kind-eyed woman reaches in and puts her hand on my shoulder.
Wait, now you just said we can't make it to our cars in this crowd, and now we're driving? Okay.
You look new. I'm glad you're coming along. Annie has a teaching in store for today that will open your eyes.
Oh no.
Ah, I see. Thank you very much.
You are coming, aren't you? This really is something you shouldn't miss.
She speaks half to the crowd while her grip tightens on my arm. Wandering eyes of passers-by lend countless invisible strings to fasten me in place, keeping my foot only hovering above the accelerator.
You really shouldn't.
You really shouldn't?
She and the crowd have me surrounded. I stare into those eyes and imagine what it means to be a fly trapped in a spider's web. Her grip tightens almost painfully, but then she lets go, walking off with a smile and a wave.
Hope to see you soon.
Okay, that's just like weird.
Sitting still while the rushing water of people flows around him, a ragged man begs behind a threadbare cap with barely enough change to buy a cup of joe. Excuse me, sir. Pardon me for asking, but how come you're not heading to the rally? Plenty more marks in a crowd like that. You could probably rake it in.
You're not from here, are you? Those people won't give me a thing without selling them my soul first. I'm gonna want that for later.
I see. Well, you take care. Nellie runs up, her usual brightness tarnished by a newly revealed discomfort with crowds.
Sounds like Annie's going to be at Quincy Park Terrace. We can talk to her and ask about the amplifiers. See if she'll help us.
Calm down, Nellie. Calm down. Slow your roll, girl.
Might be a story in it.
You slow your roll, too.
Okay. It's been a while since I've been to church, though. Hope the holy water doesn't burn me too badly. The streets are teeming with foot traffic as we make our way to the grand concert hall in Quincy Park Terrace. Luckily, by the time we find somewhere to park in all of the traffic, we're among the last entering the venue. The hall features several balcony levels and a sizable auditorium, accommodating tens of thousands. Every square foot of space is crammed with the faithful, packing themselves in, shoulder to shoulder with perfect strangers.
And here, we are safe. Here, we are free. God has decided that we are to live in the storm, that we be shining brightest to those who need salvation.
The faces of Annie's people are shining with perspiration, shouting their devotion until they're hoarse. I keep a tight grip on Nellie's arm so I don't lose her or Benny in the crowd.
Yeah, you better, because that crazy girl will just walk off and God knows what she's going to do.
Annie's audience is making a full-course meal of her impassioned sermon. Their eyes shine with the inner light of unshakable faith. I have to hand it to Annie. She's got the meeting out of the palm of her hand. The speech is in full swing, the audience raptly drinking in every drop of Annie's palpable charisma. It's the perfect opportunity to relieve a bystander of his wallet on the sly.
We don't have enough for that. For Dodger, or phantom. So we're not trying that.
Then again, am I really resorting to petty pickpocketing with everything on the line? Despite the impulse, I maintain my pride and walk away.
Hey, if I had the skills, I would have done it.
In the wilderness, surrounded by enemies, Moses held up an image of power upon his staff, an image of fear to the evil, but of salvation to the faithful. Nations Crusade will offer that image in the lowers.
So your symbol of whatever is a dang axe, a weapon of war. Well, that's Annie the Axe Sullivan. You know, cross upside down is a sword. Hilt, followed by its long pointy end. I guess actually right side up. Yeah, whatever. Annie the Axe Sullivan. Repent and be spared. Is there a third option? Because you know, the devil's got the best scotch. Just saying. To the residents of Nations Crusade living in fear of volatile aether storms, Annie, the Axe Sullivan Walker, offered a simple choice: repent and be spared. And thus the penitent found salvation in the safety of her missions. Seemingly by her divine command, the storms pass harmlessly over her faithful followers, devastating the rest of the lowers. Yeah, 'cause she's got tech. She's obviously in cahoots with those bad people. And I forget their name. Starts with a T. The Trust or whoever. Let's see. Can we find it? Baron. People. Strata. Nope. Missions. Alright, I forget the name of the guys, but who cares? Crowd
The
listen.
speech is in full swing. The audience
Oh, we
raptly
did that
drinking
already.
in every... Then again, am I really resorting...
You, my friends, need not worry that you are chosen. Behold the yawning vortex of pandemonium. See how those mired in sin falter, while the lambs of our crusade remain strong.
So the vortex of pandemonium, she's using that as, this all seems interconnected.
Thanks to a bunch of lashed-together Aether amplifiers running interference, that is.
Our prayers have not fallen upon deaf ears. The halls of earthly power cannot help but shake to their very foundations when confronted with our Lord.
If the Trust is behind your sudden acquisition of red Aether-powered amplifiers, I have the feeling it's the halls of power shaking you down, sister.
Yeah, that's their name. The Trust. Okay. Well, we've done everything except click her.
Some call us fools, but those blind to God will see wisdom as folly. While the well is death for some, to us it is God's gift.
I let the even, impassioned speech wash over and through me, trying to see through her words. Is she a nurturer or a fiery rabble-rouser? Deliverer or warlord? Something is going on beneath the surface, where we're not meant to look. I motion with my hands, drawing my group closer together for a conversation. Pretty words, but Annie is deliberately downplaying the danger of the well. What's her angle? Does she really think people can live so close?
I do hope Annie has plans beyond relying on the amplifiers alone. Surely if she cares for her people, she'll understand the danger the well represents.
Feeling a little of that old-time religion, Dr. Reinhardt?
Gia, she just feels different from the other Barons. I say we at least make the attempt to talk it out.
Are you kidding me? Annie is nothing but trouble with a capital T. She's hiding things from her people. Remember that doohickey we saw earlier? She's double dealing and up to no good.
The kid is right.
I see your point, kid, though it doesn't pay to jump to conclusions.
You asked what I thought, and that's what I gave you.
Let's reserve judgment for now.
It's hard to say. For me, it could cut either way. She might mean well, but she's stirring up a viper's nest, playing with folks' hopes and fears.
Never doubt, brothers and sisters, that we of the Nations Crusade are God's chosen people. We will persevere and triumphantly usher in a new heavenly kingdom on earth.
Okay, that's scary.
Yeah. Gotta do some more digging. Find out the whys and wherefores. Good thing you've got ace reporter Benny Castellano with you.
Okay.
Either way, I hope we can convince her to help us. Everything depends on us getting that amplifier.
And now, brothers and sisters, turn to your neighbor and embrace them. For there are no strangers in this barony. All are the children of God.
Nellie squeezes Benny like a rag doll. The kid blushes to the roots of his hair. I can't help but laugh, but I choke it down as someone approaches me from my blind side and hugs me tightly.
If we push him away, we're gonna look strange.
I seize at first, ready to break the grab and toss them on their can. But when in Rome, I sigh and pat their arm in affirmation. Thanks. Thank you. That was a nice hug. You can let go now, please. Now. Bless you. Let go.
Bless you also, sister. Are you new to the flock?
Yes, that's right. A friend told me about this place. Thought I'd come see for myself.
That's marvelous news. Your friend is truly doing good work. Here, take this. Perhaps it will help you along your path.
The grabby congregant is all smiles and eager energy as they push a pamphlet into my hands. I can tell they won't take no for an answer.
You should visit Annie at your first opportunity. I'm sure she could show you the way better than my poor words ever could. You'll find her at her home, Gethsemane. Her doors are open to all.
Good idea. Thanks, pal.
And now, my friends, neighbors, brothers, and sisters, let us bow our heads in prayer.
That's our cue. We make our exit as Annie guides the crowd through the end of her service. We take a breather, then head over to the Gethsemane retreat to talk with Annie face to face.
Okay, I'm going to the flop house.
It's not much to look at, but when holing up in a place surrounded by allies who have already faced the worst this neighborhood has to offer, the sense of being hunted feels distant. That's more important than all the creature comforts of a swank high-rise.
Now, let's see if we reduce heat.
They say a good outlaw can sleep anywhere, and I've put that notion to the test over the years. It's a relief to know your friends have your back while
finally,
you wait for
yes.
things to cool off.
Oh my God. That took it down to 2. Alright, that's not so bad. Can't go lower than 2 because of crew vehicle choices. Okay, well, you know what? I'm happy about that. Oh, damn. Alright, I say no more than three rolls. Save. Smugglers. Flop. Flop, damn it. Okay, no more than 3. Okay, that's...
I'd say the play.
Well, We'll see.
It's not much to look at, but when holing up in a place, they say a good outlaw can sleep anywhere, and I've put that notion to the...
Damn. One more try, and that's it. I'm sure there's probably not much here anyway.
It's not much to look at, but when they say a good outlaw can sleep anywhere.
Yeah, alright, well.
I'd say the place has been picked clean, but there's nothing clean about it. It's empty and spent.
Alright, so this is where we want to go, Gethsemane.
I checked the address twice before parking and walking up. It's an utterly plain brownstone stuck right between two boarding houses. Hardly the fortress or palace I expected.
And let's see, Quincy Park Terrace. We were just there. Zio took me to see the Adelaide sisters here when I was a kid. Doubt they'd even let them into the building now. Named for one of the country's more irascible leaders, this iconic performance venue has hosted some of the greatest musical acts of all time, in addition to various political and social gatherings. After Annie the Axe's reign began, however, its ceiling resembles more of a revival tent, and its cavernous hall rarely echoes with anything other than hymns and lordly praise. In this way, the terrace stands as a vanguard to the strict moral policies governing what passes for fun in Nation's Crusade. Yep, that's just a scary thing. Okay, I gotta... Why is this a key item? I don't know. Go to Gethsemane. Well, that's where we're at.
We walk right up to Annie's home. The door is ajar. Playing it safe, I poke my head in. Several of her armed faithful are inside. They all take note, but are not in formation or attention. One of the bucketheads walks over to us.
Welcome to Gethsemane, pilgrim.
The knight's eyes flicker over the pamphlet in my hand.
Ah, you're one of the flock. Right this way, Annie's in a garden. She prefers to relax there after a service.
The guards lead us through to Annie's backyard garden. Nellie bursts forth from the group, wandering around to admire the features and flowers as if she didn't have a care in the world, humming like a honeybee.
Yeah, well, that's Nellie for you.
The garden's presence in the relative squalor of Nation's Crusade is a testament to how badly Annie's followers wish to please her. The hedges are perfectly trimmed, the fountain and pond fresh and clean, the stonework well maintained.
Okay, what are we supposed to do? Speak with Annie.
As we enter, Annie is kneeling in front of a makeshift altar. Her eyes are tightly shut as she murmurs softly. The only sight marring this idyllic scene is the ever-present well, boiling and booming in the distance.
Okay, let's see.
From behind the tall buildings around the brownstone, I can make out the bitter promise that is the well. A promise of oblivion, an end to futures. Though the tall buildings outside Gethsemane would normally look quite intimidating, the skyline actually does a very good job of obscuring the well. Was this spot chosen for that reason? Crafty.
Well, look at that. I mean, just stuff floating in the... That's scary.
The picnic basket in front of the hedge is chock full of fresh fruits and cheese. Even from several feet away, the scent of the ripened bounty fills the air.
Oh, must be nice.
Beautiful flowers adorn the trimmed vines climbing up the walls of the courtyard. The bright pastel colors are as vibrant as any painting, drawing the eye away from the skyline's gloom. In the shade of a tree located in the center of the garden, a makeshift altar has been prepared atop a stone wall circling the tree's trunk. Upon my approach, Annie finishes her prayer and rises to her feet gracefully. As she rises, an axe lying on the ground is revealed just next to her altar. She follows my eyeline and smiles, her eyes sparkling with curiosity.
Welcome, sister. Thank you so much for waiting. You must be new to the neighborhood, but I've already heard of you. You visited the mission on West 31st, am I right? You left quite a mess, but don't worry, all's forgiven.
She says that while holding an axe.
Don't be overly concerned, friends. You could have saved yourself some trouble and asked first. I would have been happy to show you around.
I apologize for any trouble we caused. I assure you, our reasons were sound.
Nellie, what am I gonna do with you?
Don't worry, friend. Speak your mind. There's nothing to hide here. Well, you've searched me out and you found me. What can I do for you?
Your past.
How did you get into your position here, Annie? I noticed that picture by your altar. Was that someone important to you?
Ah, you saw the picture of my father. Before I was born, my parents founded a mission in the lowers, providing health services and free schooling to those less fortunate. I grew up in the mission myself, teaching and caring for others after their example. After they passed, I took up their cause as my own. I swore that I would provide a godly example here on Earth.
Her eye twitches involuntarily. There's something more here, but she seems agitated. I don't want to get on her bad side just now. Maybe later.
Nation's Crusade.
I've dealt with a few barons before and been all over the lowers, but I've never seen a place like this. People have a lot of opinions about them, but love? That's a new one to me.
We had a baron once, who was more in line with what you have known. Once he tried to suppress the message, but God softened his heart, and he willingly stepped down for the good of the people.
In other words, the Baron of this place tried to send them packing. There was a revolt, power was handed over to her, and she's got everyone convinced it was God's will. A nice arrangement.
About the well.
Your island butts right up against the well. Aren't you worried about the well sucking this place down like a raw oyster?
What my associate means to say is, how do you plan to deal with the well in the long term? Even amplified etheric shields will only work for so long.
By the grace of God we have endured. Surely you don't believe that the will of our Lord, who has conquered death itself, would falter against something so base as an inverted gravitic anomaly.
What?
Shh. Go on, please.
Or maybe it's some unique etheric property, localized, of course, that resists the vortex's force. I don't pretend to be an expert, but I believe Richter's theories on Aether vortices touch upon such a possibility.
To my side, I see Nellie go pale. She wasn't expecting this, and neither was I. Annie is a zealot, to be sure, but also an educated zealot, using terms I barely understand. She's also lying through her teeth.
Okay. I think... Why am I going to try to appeal to her better nature? The woman... Maya Angelou. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them.
Let's get down to brass tacks, Annie. We need your help, and we need it right now. Time is running short for all of the lowers, and we think you have the key to our survival.
Anything I can do to help my fellow brothers and sisters, of course. Speak your piece.
Look, I don't have time for your hokey speeches, and I don't have cash for the offering plate. We're talking about people's lives here. Let's dispense with the Sunday school and talk amplifiers.
What a pity. I was hoping we would get along.
The well is getting bigger. And if we don't do something to close it up real fast, the entire lowers is history. And by how close you bunch are, you shouldn't have to guess who'll be gobbled up first. We've got a plan. Nellie here made a device that should put the whole thing to bed, but it needs your red Aether amplifier you're using to shield.
What? How dare you?
The woman recoils like a bear stumbling across a mirror and its own reflection. Annie's face flushes. Maybe the first human response I've really seen coming from her. Now we're getting somewhere.
Okay, she doesn't like the fact that... I'm not going to try and backtrack.
That's right. That big machine we saw at the mission. We know what it's for, and what it does. It's doing its job for now, but...
But not for long. Miss Annie, the well is growing at an accelerated rate. You've bought your people some time, but those amplifiers won't hold. If we wish to secure their safety, you must work with us.
Besides which, playing games with people's lives ain't kosher, lady. You'd better help us out, or we'll blab to everyone what a crummy dump this is.
I turn to Benny slowly, my eyes wide. Before I can say anything, Annie's scowl hardens into an animal snarl. She bares her teeth. I don't think she's ready to use that axe on us just yet, but she's getting there.
You would dare.
I flinch away in the face of Annie's fury. Nellie to my left gasps. Benny, bless him, snaps a photo out of habit. Annie's eyes are flashing with panic and rage. She grinds her teeth so hard I'm surprised I can't smell smoke.
You have no place here. Guards, take them. Put them to the question.
Whoa, look, let's just talk about...
Come on, gang.
Come back here. Annie says you can't leave.
I think I'll put that off for a while, thanks. Nellie sits beside me silently, still mazed. I know she was hoping for the best out of Annie. She's disappointed, and I don't blame her.
If we make it through this, it's going to make for one heck of a scoop.
Sit in the back and keep your head down, kid. It's about to get dangerous.
Oh, okay, now we get to try out my new deal.
soldiers of the Lord, do your duty!
Heart starts slowing back down to normal as the Nation's Crusade cars are left in the distance. I roll down my windows to vent the pervading smell of cordite in the air.
What do we do now? She just threw us out, without any good reason.
Let's head back to the hull. We didn't come all this way just to quit. We'll find a way. The roadway ahead narrows into a toll road like nothing I've ever seen before. An entire mobile unit of bucketheads is gathered at the checkpoint, including manned squads of intercept cars and heavy battle wagons.
Holy cats! Look at all that hardware!
It would be suicide to try and blow past this checkpoint, so I stop the car. The second the brakes take hold, a shack next to the checkpoint opens, and a pastor steps out, flanked by 2 armored bucketheads.
Good day, child. Let's take a quick look, And let's not forget the toll.
Charging a toll here is akin to extortion, but they have the heavy weapons, and I don't.
Very good. Now let's see.
One of the bucketheads walks over to the pastor with a folded piece of paper. The pastor reads it carefully, then looks up at us squinting. I know that look. He's recognized us somehow.
Prepare yourself for the wages of sin.
Things are about to get tight if I can't think of a way out of this situation. Battle-ready vehicles surround us at every turn. We can't outrun the interceptors, or outgun the battle wagons.
Well, pay the bribe.
You could turn us in, it's true. But maybe there's another way. Could you see your way through to taking a quick smoke break? The pastor's mouth hangs open for a moment. Whatever he was about to say, I can practically hear his brains shifting gears.
An interesting proposition. I suppose I could enjoy a quick respite. If only I could afford the bill for dinner. And cigars for my men.
Fine by me. More than you'd make after a dozen stops. And all of it done without the fuss and muss of paperwork.
I could see that you support our cause most generously, child. I bid you go along your path and sin no more.
It's an expensive way out, but it could have been worse. Much worse.
That's nuts, man. I just lost all that do-re-mi's. Let's get Cress healed up. Okay, good. Just in case we have another surprise encounter. Alright, let's go to the lighthouse. What are we doing?
I'm on my third belt of the good stuff and just starting to feel warm when things go in all directions, as usual. And, as usual, Apollo is the one who starts it off.
We could move in on the mission disguised as supplicants, set up an ambush, and take the amplifier by force. They're complacent and slow. Well, I'll bet you yourself could take at least 5, darling.
We might get away with it in the short term, Apollo. But there are Nation Crusade missions all over the lowers. Fighting them off would be a waste of time and resources. There has to be something she wants.
Either way, we need that amplifier array. Countless people will die if we don't do something.
Nellie's right. Like it or lump it, we need those amplifiers. And it doesn't matter how we get them, only that we get them. And fast.
Alright, Sam and Apollo.
Frankly, guys, I'm fresh out of ideas. Apollo, Sam, what do you think?
We could just take the amplifier array. Maybe we could call for additional support from Sophie's Does and Lucas Ledgman. They're good in a scrap.
I hope you're not suggesting what I think you're suggesting. We don't have anything like a standing army. Annie and her bucketheads would squash us like bugs.
Not if we made a deal with some of those gray caps for some Aether weapons of our own. That would shut them up in a hurry, I'll bet.
Wonder weapons aren't any kind of substitute for boots on the ground, Apollo. And even if they were, the Trust would gladly supply Annie with her own. Escalation isn't the answer here.
I don't think negotiation is either, old man.
Okay, Nellie?
What's your read on all this, Nellie?
Well, we tried talking. It didn't work, but perhaps we went about it from the wrong angle. Or the truth was too much to take in at once. Or...
Nellie, slow down. We could look at all the things that went wrong another day. What matters is what we're going to do about Annie now.
I know, I just... There really are no easy answers in the lowers, are there?
Tough and tougher choices, remember? So what's your gut say about Annie? Her eyes turn skyward, as though searching for answers in the rafters. None appear.
I wanted to work with her, but I suppose if that's not an option... If we have the means to take the amplifiers by force, we should.
You're serious?
It's an option, isn't it? The well's growing fast. If we don't get those amplifiers, it'll be too late. All my work, what happened to my colleagues, it'll all have been for nothing.
I've been thinking it over. and I have an idea of how to bring Annie to the table. Annie's strength comes from the overwhelming support of her people, but there are cracks in the foundation. We can work with that. Eliminate her support, and we eliminate Annie.
Okay.
Exposing her lies and half-truths will make her people turn on her, which leads me to our secret weapon. Benny, how many photos did you snap during our little trip through Nation's Crusade?
I got about 3 rolls worth. Not all of them are keepers, of course, but still, that's something like 70 snaps? 70. Hot dog.
If we expose those photographs and disseminate them effectively, the little pisher's pictures might be just what we need to show the people what's really keeping them safe.
Nice work, kid. Want a job? We can always use another set of eyes.
I'll pass. I'm a reporter, not a revolutionary. You can have the film, but then you're on your own.
I should convince Benny to stick around. He's good at sticking his nose into Annie's business, and he's better with a camera than I am. And I hate to admit it, he's growing on me. I could use a few laughs.
Okay, Benny's a good kid. Benny's a true believer. A true believer in reporting, yeah.
Benny, join? If anything, the underground should join him. This kid's been out on the front lines, shouting the truth about the city at the top of his lungs. We should be asking him what we can do to help.
That's good reverse psychology.
Yeah, that's right. The Underground Free Press. Benito Castellano, editor-in-chief. Who's with me?
Sam and Apollo share a look. I want to burst out laughing, but I force my mouth into a line, favoring Benny with a curt nod. So what do you say, Big Mouth? Are you in?
Okay, you talked me into it. But I have conditions. I want my own room, I want 3 squares a day. Oh, and I want a box of good cigars.
I think we can manage that, kid. Now, we've got your photos. That's a good starting point. But if we're going to turn the people against Annie, we need to know where to find the proof that she's lying.
Oh boy, have I got some leads for you. Corruption, fraud, incompetence, malfeasance.
Ask about Annie's love life?
I don't suppose you've looked into Annie's love life, Benny.
Sure. The word on the street is that Annie has a secret lover. A real handsome fella with a...
No, Gia. Benny. That's the wrong type of muck. We need to get people angry, inspired. What do we have that shows Annie failing?
Annie's gatherings?
A movement like Annie's grows with gatherings, to spread the good word. Have you looked into her rallies and sermons? Anything we can use?
So there's this big pilgrimage thing that Annie's got. All about her. Seems there's been problems lately. Mysterious things. Attacks, money going missing. It all stings to high heaven.
That's more like it. Anything else?
What about her bands?
Annie might have her people in an iron grip morally, but they still need to blow off steam somehow. How do they shake a leg without any booze or gambling?
I did hear a rumor that there's this humongous dance. I've been trying to track it down. Huge party. The whole thing is a big secret since it was banned.
A dance?
Yeah. Word is, it moves from place to place so it can't be rumbled by the bucketheads. Sure would make Annie look like a sucker, right?
I'll say. It wouldn't look good for Annie to be caught slipping.
Let's act on some of these leads.
I'm impressed, Benny. You came through with some good leads.
Aw, shucks.
See, my friends? This young man is already paying off for us. Well done, lad. But you have a lot to learn and not much time. I think one of our members should mentor young Benito here.
Good idea, old man. What do you think, Gia? Who should look after Benny in the short term?
Sophie.
Benny, you've got the habit of going to places you don't belong. But it's a loud kind of habit. Sophie can sand off a few of those rough edges. Have you in and out like the wind.
I like a challenge, but really, you owe me for this, darling. Oh, and Benny, don't disappoint me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, an evening in the garden is complete. And that's a good thing, because we're at an hour and 12 minutes. I think we got a new member to our crew. Swap hero. Yeah, I'm not taking that kid with me. I mean, what am I going to have a kid driving and shooting in? But what can he drive? I just want to see. What can he drive? A truck, a van, and a wagon. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm not... I hope we don't have to have him, or if he's needed, then, you know, he shows up like Nelly does. Yeah, because Benny's recruited. Benny Big Mouth Castellano is a young and scrappy reporter on a mission to expose the city's darkest secrets. Armed only with the street orphan's knowledge, a sharp nose for news, and a press pass, relentless in his pursuit of the truth, Benny's curiosity is only exceeded by his boundless pep. He drives trucks, vans, wagons, attributes, brass, and hustle. No, we're not changing. We like who we have. And, okay, so we have two things here. Go to the pilgrimage onboarding site, or Memories Don't Dance, horse racing, shut down club, and disused museum. I think that's what we're going to do next. But, and we have to go to the garage and fix some stuff. But we're going to end this one here. Hey guys, if you've been enjoying our playthrough and want to stay abreast of everything we're doing on the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Do me a great favor, crush that like button also, and finally, leave me some comments. Let me know what you're playing, what you're looking forward to, or just what's going on with you. Until next time, this is Old Man Alchemist saying stay cool and peace.